Adolescence is a time in a young person's life when they transition from childhood into young adulthood. Even though the change can be very intimidating, but understanding the ups and downs can help them overcome their challenges. Welcome to HealthLink TV show, proudly sponsored by Serene Insurance, Live Strong campaign by Nestle Ghana, Royal Aroma Fortified Rice, Vital 20 Immune Booster, and New Phytol Sunflower Oil. In this episode, our guests will help us understand some of the developmental changes. Before we start our discussion, let's go for a quick break. We'll be right back. My name is Stella Ej. I'm a midwife at the University of Ghana Medical Center and the host of HealthLink TV show. This morning, I want us to have a discussion on some developmental changes in adolescents. What I mean is, I believe most of us are seeing some changes in our bodies. Some of us are having breasts, others, their voice are changing, and others too are growing pubic hairs. Sometimes it's a bit confusing as to why you are seeing these changes in your body. So today I have with me a guest from the Hohoi Health Directorate. She is going to educate us on some of the developmental changes in our bodies. So I want to use this opportunity to welcome my guests, Madam Judith Geraldo, to HealthLink TV show. All right, before that, I want to remind you that this program is sponsored by Serene Insurance, Live Strong campaign by Nestle Ghana, Royal Aroma Fortified Rice, and Vital 20 Immune Booster. So, Madam Geraldo, now let's go straight to the point. Who is an adolescent?
Okay. An adolescent is someone from the ages of 10 to 19. So when you are within this age, you are an adolescent. So the age range is 10 to 19 years. And adolescence is the transitional period from moving from childhood to adulthood. With this, you are not an adult, neither are you also a child. So you are moving gradually to become an adult.
Okay. And
during this stage, you see that there will be a lot of changes among the adolescents. And during this stage too, you see that they will be in a state of confusion. They don't know what to do. They don't know where even to seek information, the right source of information for their health.
Can you tell us some of the changes? Let's first move to a lady or a girl child. What are some of the changes they should expect as an adolescent?
Okay. As ladies, when they are within this stage, you see that most of them, you see that their breasts will be enlarged. Their sweat glands also activate. You see that they sweat a lot. Some also, their figure begins to change. They develop a nice form or a nice shape. Some also, they have the desire for the opposite sex, and this is normal. So if you reach this stage and you see that you are having a desire for the opposite sex, it's not something bad. It's a normal change. It means that if you have unprotected sex with a male or somebody who is a grown-up or also having changes like that, you can get pregnant. So parents are supposed to notice all these things and also know how to deal with the adolescent, because they become very aggressive if you don't involve them in decision-making during this time. If you impose things on them, they become very aggressive. And also, they develop pubic hairs under their armpits. And this is not only for the girls, the boys also have it. And with that too, when you reach this stage, you see that you start menstruation. The first menstrual period or menstrual cycle, we call it menarche. you see that blood will be coming from your vagina. When you see such a thing, it means you are ready to, if you don't take time or have unprotected sex, you get pregnant. And ovulation also takes place within this period of the adolescent girl, and also shyness. Some also, you see that their face becomes oily and it generates to pimples. It's not all that have this signs, but with the pimples, some have it on their faces. So these are some of the few things you see with the female adolescents.
Now let's move to some of the changes that the boys should expect in their bodies.
With the boys also, we have a hormone that's called testosterone. And this hormone brings out about the changes in the male child. And this hormone also helps them to produce semen. You see that when they sleep and wake up, you see that sperm will be on their bed sheet. It's a normal phenomenon. Also, they desire for the opposite sex, that's the girl child. It's also normal. They break their voices. You see that their voice will be deeper than it used to be. They also have broad chest. The muscle also becomes broader. But it depends on each individual.
Okay.
Some develop it earlier, some also develop it late. But it's normal for every boy to have these signs. They also have pubic hairs under their armpits. You see that some of them will having beard. It's normal. Some, they don't like you to shout on them. They
just as the females.
Just as the females. Mm-hmm. They feel aggressive when you want to disgrace them in public. And if you don't involve them also in decision making, they become very aggressive.
So what are some of the effects of these changes in the life of an adolescent?
Okay, with the physical changes, as I said, the face, like the female, they normally look in the mirror and be focusing on that. They just want their face to look nice, whilst they are supposed to even be with their books. Their attention all will be on their body, and this will not augur well for them with their academics.
They need to stop.
Yes.
All right.
And since it's something natural, okay, as parents, they need to encourage them. It's something natural so that they can focus on their education.
You are just growing to be a very beautiful lady. So whatever you are seeing now, as our guest said, it's natural. Focus on your education first. All right, so let's move on.
Okay. You see some too have the feelings for the boys. So all the attention will be with the male child. Whilst doing other things, the attention will be on that. And that is something that is worrisome. And parents are supposed to educate their girl child on these things, because they can lure, men can lure them into sex, because during this stage they are very sexually active. So if they have unprotected sex, they will get pregnant and they can't even continue with their education or the skill that they have. They cannot go according to it. So they are supposed to be informed about all these things. But if they focus on the changes and they think they are beautiful, somebody is telling them they are beautiful, you yourself, you have to know that I'm a unique person. God has created me differently, and I'm beautiful. And most of the times, parents are also supposed to build that self-confidence among them, so that if somebody tells them that, they will not...
It won't be anything new
to them.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, our parents used to do that. You are beautiful, you are this. So even if somebody says that to me, I don't see it something new. And my focus was not always on my body, though sometimes you look through the mirror and admire yourself. It's normal, but if your focus is mainly on that, it will affect your academics and it will affect the way that you grow up, and it will not augur well for you. So some of these things are to be controlled by ourselves, and we are supposed to have information on all these things. You can go to the website, Ghana Health website, and get information on adolescent health. That will help you more than you dwelling on what your peers will say, and it will affect your academics or the skill that you are developing.
Thank you so much. So I think it's a stage whereby parents should also spend time with their children.
Exactly.
All right, thank you.
And also it's a stage that the children are supposed to be one with their parents. Whatever goes on around them, they have to tell their parents. They should be nice with their parents. They should have chats with them, what is going on in their lives.
But you know, most of them want their privacy during that time.
Exactly.
You can't even go and open their doors.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. I want us to move to some of the challenges that they mostly face during this transition. Viewers, you are watching HealthLink TV show. This show is proudly sponsored by Serene Insurance, Live Strong campaign by Nestle Ghana, Royal Aroma Fortified Rice, New Frital Sunflower Oil, and Vital 20 Immune Booster. Let's go for a break. When we come back, we'll continue our discussion for today. Welcome back. So before we went on break, we were discussing developmental changes in adolescents, and we spoke about some of the changes as well as the factors that affect them. Now, let's move to some of the challenging parts of being an adolescent. What are some of the challenging parts of it?
With an adolescent, the most challenging part is for the adolescent to make the right decision.
Okay.
Because at this stage, they are in the state of confusion. Making a decision is a bit difficult for them if they are not being guided. Most of the times you see that their peers will be influenced. They are being influenced by their peers. They would like to be like their peers. So even if the friend is doing something bad, because he or she wants to be like their peers, they take that decision wrongly, and that will not augur well for them.
Okay.
Sometimes you see that they will be in a group, and in the group you see that all of them are having boyfriends. But because they also want to belong to that group, they will also tone into that direction. And if care is not taken, they get pregnant. So decision making is a very key or vital thing in their life. Because a lot of them don't have information on themselves, they turn out to do certain things that will affect them negatively, and even they cannot move forward in their career. So decision making is most challenging thing in their lives.
Okay.
As adolescents, and if it can make them or unmake them.
So apart from the decision making, what other factors affect adolescents?
Okay, thank you so much. First of all, their parents. Parenting can affect them. If they don't have enough parental control, you see that adolescent will not grow well or will not develop well psychologically, and it will affect that adolescent. Parenting, because a lot of adolescents even live in broken homes, and this is something that is challenging to them.
Wow.
And it's a factor that affects their development.
Okay.
And also the environment also play a role in an adolescent child. The environment can be in the school setting. If the environment that the adolescent is brought up is not good, all the time they are fighting, all the time people are indulging in sexual acts, all these things will affect the adolescent negatively.
All right. I believe most of them are having this feeling, the urgency to be closer to the opposite sex.
Yeah.
how can an adolescent overcome such emotional challenge?
That feeling, I talked about it like it's normal. We all pass through that feelings. But what we used to control ourselves was that when that feeling comes, just shift your mind from it. You can take a storybook that is educative. A storybook that is educative. But if you take a pornographic materials or use your phone to WhatsApp or go to a website that they have nude pictures, you see that it will affect you and you indulge in certain sex or unprotected sex that you are not supposed to do. So if that urge comes, just pick something. It could be a book, it could be a Bible, or it could be your Quran. Read it and shift your mind from that urge. The same when, in case maybe you are at home and that urge comes, you can just walk around, do some small exercise just to shift your mind from that feelings, because it's the mind that controls the body.
I will also encourage the various schools to form adolescent clubs. Do you have some in your schools? No, so I will encourage them to form adolescent clubs. I think that one will also help them to control the urgency of involving in any sexual relationship. Thank you so much. I think it's time for the questions and answers. Do you have any question for our guests?
Yes, I want to ask that if an adolescent boy or girl has started his or her adolescence and no changes come, is it normal?
Thank you. It's normal. You know, we are individual, and some will start DS early. I talked about it. Some also will start DS late. So when yours has not started developing and you are within this age, don't be afraid. Maybe you are the latter part. So it's normal. It's not a sickness. So you shouldn't be thinking about it that your friends are developing and you are not developing. And it is something that most adolescents think about, and it's a challenge. So it's normal.
We talked about broken homes. If the mother is not able to take good care of their child and the father is not able to take good care of their child, what is the child supposed to do?
Okay. If the mother is not supposed to take good care of your child, you have a family that you belong to. You understand? When you come out from the womb, you become an asset to the society. So if your parents cannot do, there is somebody in your family that can take proper care of you. But if they cannot, there is social welfare. They also take issues of this nature. You can
so
report.
In case there's no family support,
yes,
the child can just walk to the social
welfare.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, thank you. And in communities like this, where should they go? Is it the hospital, or do they have some in every community?
No, unless you report to our nearest health facility.
Okay.
They will direct you where to go.
Okay.
Because the social welfare are mainly at the district levels and the regional levels.
Who can mention some of the changes he or she is experiencing in his or her body?
Developing of breast, menstruation, growing hair at secret places. That's what.
Do you think it's enough that we can give the package to her?
Yes.
All right. So one of our sponsors, Nestle Ghana, is telling us that as adolescents, especially the females, we are menstruating, you are bleeding every month, meaning you are losing blood. So they are embarking on Live Strong campaign with iron. What they are telling us is that we need to eat iron-rich diets. Because of that, they've made a very beautiful package for the ladies over here, and it's just for one person. Anyone who will be able to answer a question will receive this gift. So this whole package is for our lady over here. What Nestle Ghana is saying is that beans contains iron. We have agushi over here. We have the bambara beans, the red beans, the brown rice, eggs, and orange. So all these products contains iron. In addition to one box of Maggi, which also contains iron. So what Nestle Ghana is saying is, after preparing the food and eating your iron-rich food, you can prepare jollof, wachi, or rice and bean stew. After preparing and eating the food, you need to add one orange to it. The orange is vitamin C. It will help in the absorption of the iron, and it's going to boost your immunity. It's going to make you very strong. It's going to produce more of the red blood cells so that you wouldn't be anemic during menstruation. So, my lady, this package is for you from Nestle Ghana. Come for everything, okay?
These the challenges I'll be having since I was adolescent is I always have wet dreams. That means when I wake up, my boxer is full of sperm. So please, that is the challenges I'll be facing.
Is that the only challenge?
Please, the enlargement of the genital organs.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And also the enlargement of the void box.
Okay. And with the wet dreams, it's also a normal phenomenon. And because most of the times we think about the opposite sex and the rest, it's like you are dreaming. So during that time, you just ejaculate sperm, you understand? So it's something normal in any adolescent's life. So it's something you shouldn't worry about.
All right. Thank you so much. So because you've been able to answer this particular question, Nestle Ghana is giving you a very beautiful package. And the package is an iron basket. It contains rice, red beans, white beans, agushi. We have eggs. We have the brown rice, and we have orange over here. Come for your package. Come for it. Come for it. Go and enjoy. Thank you so much for your time. But before you leave, I want to remind you guys that Vehicle 20 supported us. This is an immune booster. This product protects you from a lot of viral and bacterial infection. It's not good for pregnant women, and it's not good for children under 12 years. And this is a new Phytos sunflower oil that helps with the heart health. So if you're going to buy any oil, just go in for new Phytos sunflower oil. Not forgetting Maggi from Nestle Ghana, which contains iron. And Royal Aroma brought a very new and the first time fortified rice. This rice contains iron, zinc, vitamin B12, B9, B6. And one interesting thing about this rice is that if you wash it, the nutrient doesn't wash away. If you cook it, the nutrient is still there. And it gives you 15% of the nutrients you need in your food. So when you go on the market or when mommy is going to buy rice, just recommend this one to mommy. So we are going to end our discussion over here. We will join you another time, okay? Viewers, thank you so much for watching this episode on HealthLink in Alavanyo Wudidi. Join me next week for another interesting episode on HealthLink. HealthLink, everything on health.